Hello, this is Tobias from X-Dream Distribution. Welcome to our IBC 2019 post-webinars. So don't worry, you maybe didn't make every presentation at our booth, or you didn't make it at all. We are very happy to present you parts of the news today, as well, of course, anytime in any private session or even with a visit in your location. That's totally fine. Now I'll hand over shortly to Stefan Pfütze, CEO of x-dream Media, who will present you x-dream-Fabrik, our hosted service platform.
Hi all, that's Stefan from x-dream Group speaking. I hope you can hear me well. So my job for today is to give you an idea and overview about our new baby called x-dream-Fabrik. Was launched on IBC at the first day. And as it is always with babies, that's the reason why I use this name. They are born and then they are growing step by step. Now, first of all, I want to introduce you to our new product family to tell you what it is. The guy on the very left-hand side, that's me, the one who's talking to you. Toby, more to the right, in the middle, Jutta, very to the right, Serkan. This is the sales team and business development team of x-dream Group. As a quick reminder, as x-dream Group, we are focused on software for the media industry. We look after file-based workflows, mainly a little bit about stream, place, playout, and delivery. There's x-dream Media within the group, what is focused on software development, especially for integrations in file-based workflows. And there's also x-dream Distribution, that is today a one-stop shop for well-selected software products for the media industry. And x-dream-Fabrik, this is why I gave this introduction, is a joint effort of all of us. It is engineered by x-dream Media. On the other hand, it is based and made by various partners from the x-dream Distribution team that have been contributing to this new hosted services platform. This is how we call it, and x-dream-Fabrik is its product's name. So what customers is x-dream-Fabrik targeting? Mainly studio production facilities and post-production facilities, as well as broadcasters for content creation. Then there is archives at broadcasters, at content owners, at agencies, where it's about to bring content to others that make use out of it. What are, on one hand, broadcasters, and on the other hand, that's the last group, the publishers. Publishers, I mean video on demand websites, any other websites that are showing video. The business cases are very much related to that. We are looking in various segments within the media creation and monetization chain. It starts with distributed production and post-production. It's looking into pure essence file processing. There's content archiving, content exchange in between the different players. There's another focus on B2B sales. And last but not least, the preparation for B2C content publishing. There are related products within that product family that I will elaborate on in a moment. So what does the architecture look like of that software stack? At the very lowest level, we have essence processing. Above that, we have workflow automation. And again, above that, we have media asset management. The intention is that the essence processing is made available by pre-defined, pre-configured, pre-integrated workflows. And this is one type of product family that we have in the portfolio. And the other one puts media asset management on top of that, what allows to look into even larger business processes. Last but not least, but not yet released, is business process management, where we try to look into the more wider media creation, especially media monetization chain. These are products that we will add to the platform next year. Today available is the processing layer, as said, with basic transcoding and with a sophisticated transcoding and a basic quality control. There's the workflow layer on top of that that gives the integration, the automation, also basic file transport, and as said, predefined business logics that are driving the various engines. On top of that, we have the media asset management layer, what looks into the processing chain beginning from ingest, editing, and upload, what is typically remote, as this is a hosted platform and you are obviously not in the data center. And there's metadata editing. Further on, there is our review and approval processes, and then we do either hand over the material for download publishing or in an integrated web interface for content sales. The layers to come are the processing layer, so more engines within the processing layer and the business layer. We will add more sophisticated quality control, accelerated file transport. We will add loudness correction, subtitle processing, speech to text for subtitle creation. To do those, that you need language detection. You probably want to check for lip sync. That is in all the content preparation. When we talk about businesses more in the archive or newsroom ingest, we have probably needs for face and object recognition. When we look into the content B2C usage and sales, we probably need content classification. And when we want to make things secure, we have topics like fingerprinting and watermarking. Such additional engines will be added to the platform in the course of the next run about 1.5 to 2 years. And aside of that, we will add a business layer that looks after content rights management, also program scheduling and ad sales, as well as the resource scheduling. At the end, this layer will target the questions about how you, at the end, build the bridge from spending money to making money. The platform is hosted at our partner Annexia. Annexia has 43 data centers throughout all Europe and 92 that very moment worldwide. That allows us to come very close to your premises with our data center deployment. On the other hand, it also allows us to help with network connections from the data center to your on-premise. It helps us to bring your content into your country, and that way it falls under your rights context, data protection context, and so on. Now, what are the actual products and modules? Coming back to the use cases, as said, the first one is chained process. The chained process is targeting the needs of you want to have workflows that are composed from transcoding, quality control, and all the other engines. I will show you things in a moment. Produce addresses a totally different use case. It's about the generation, the creation of media. It starts with uploading content from the studio and from other facilities to a shared platform. And from there, the various contributors have access to do the post-production, what includes the color grading, the editing, the audio processing, the voiceovers, the dubbing, all the creation chain until the final approval. And after the approval, the content will be handed over to your final usage target place. Archive can be such of this receiving places. The idea is to allow remote or hybrid archives that either start on premise with moving your content into a digital archive, or they might be more focused on remote hosted archives because your content is being generated and received first in a data center, and probably later on it's moved back into your on-premise facility for playout, for instance. Deliver targets the questions about sending your content into the 2 days usage platforms. What are the video on demand portals like a Netflix, an Amazon Prime, an tunes, and all the various locals that we have at the telcos and the broadcasters. There are around about 80 integrations existing that can be utilized, and the workflow helps to aggregate the media essence files and metadata in a way that you create ready-to-go asset packages that can be taken by such publishing platforms. Sales to business, B2B sales, is a shop solution that allows such asset packages to be sold to other B2B customers. They can browse the archive like you would browse a video on demand archive. They can put it into a shopping cart like you would do when you do online shopping, and on a checkout, a negotiation process starts in between the seller and the buyer, and until up to an agreement, the actual packages are delivered out to the customer. There are various modules that go hand with that. Here I'm stopping the presentations. As you can see, I want to show you the actual online demo that makes more sense. Before we do that, pricing, that is available on our website that I will show you in a moment. There are distinct and well-described business processes that we target with the various products, and they all have their pricing model, most often composed by a one-time fee, by monthly platform availability prices, and some usage fees, especially for processing and, as always, for data transfer and storage. Where can you get more information about x-dream-Fabrik? Obviously on the website www.x-dream-Fabrik.com. And what you could do there is what I will show you right away, because nothing better than to see how things do look like. So we are at that web page on the home side. From here, you can get some information what it is about, and you can directly access the product configurators. We spoke about 5 products: Chained Process as the automatic processing platform, and we spoke about Produce, Archive, Deliver, and Sales to Business as the products that are based on the media asset management platform. Let me take, for instance, let's take Deliver, for instance. There's a description what is available within the product Deliver, and from there you can also access the specifications and the pricing model, or we can simply run our configurator and can get our own pricing. The first is we are asked for how many users do we need. There's at least one user built in. If you want to have more users, then we can add this number. Let's say we need 4 more, so to have 5 in total. And if we have a need for contributors, then there's another option. Contributor, for instance, is a user that is that makes access to your system to contribute with a certain essence in this case. So let's say that is a person that is only uploading the subtitle files. So pricing model is composed from a base fee, 100 euros to sign up, to create the account. Then we've selected users. On one hand, there's another base fee per month to have this product available, and a fee for the various users. Now what we'll add as next is we have to think about what we do with data transfer and how we deal with storage. So for instance, data transfer, there's a pricing model as a pay as I use, or I can commit to a certain volume. What we also allow is more the kind of carrier grade pricing model where you commit on a bit rate, a transfer bit rate. Think about, you have a 1 gigabit Ethernet connection that you will never, so internet connection, you will never use more than this 1 gigabit. And we do charge in steps of 100 megabits. So for instance, to have a direct connection from your office to the data center, a 1 gigabit internet connection would require 10 of those packages, what will cost you 400 euros per month. That's fairly price attractive. Now, the storage, we do the same. On one hand, you can say, I pay as I go, or you can commit to a certain storage. We have two types of storages. One is the processing storage, and the other one is the archive storage. Let's say we want to archive only, then let's say we want to have 100 gigabyte of archiving storage, costs us €2 per month. Last but not least, as this is the product deliver, there is a pricing on the actual deliver actions. So whenever you deliver a movie to your, let's say, telecom operator, then there is a small fee being charged. Again, you can commit, or you can simply pay as you go. Let's say we want to commit to 100 assets that we deliver this month at least, and for whatever reason we deliver to 2 different telecoms. So this would give us this pricing. Here on the left hand side, we can get the overview of everything that we have now selected. There's the initial price, sorry, the initial sign-up price, and then the monthly price for not only the availability of your platform, but for all the usage in this particular case. Let's add this to the shopping cart. Now we want to go on shopping, because on the last page of the configurator, we've been told that we probably need to add some processing modules. In our case, at least, we need to add the transcoding module, because we want to deliver, for instance, MPEG transport streams to the telecom operator. Here I'm asked for, again, whether I want to commit or not, or whether I want to use a pay as I use pricing. Let's say we want to deliver only HD. We have a 10,000 minutes that we want to deliver, what equals, for instance, a 100 movies times 100 minutes. And as we do have a telecom operator, we probably have to deliver OTT formats, so like 7 different renditions, so 7 different bit rates, gives us this price. We are asked for the formats that we have to generate. There are some add-ons, for instance, when we want to go for an X265 for Ultra HD resolutions or even lower. And there are some extra charges for packaging, for Dolby decoding and encoding, and for the ones that are more in the broadcasting business and post-production business, they might need an MXF container. So last but not least, there are some additional features. We will not need any of those. We add this to our shopping cart, and from here we can request a quote. The checkout. So this is what happens here. On the checkout, you are asked for your details, and at the end, you buy now. You will receive an email that simply tells you about the product that you've just purchased. Obviously, we will not right away invoice anything. We will get in contact with you to provision your environments, because we spoke about various transcoding settings, and such settings must be spoken with you about first. Now, what I want to do as next is to show you x-dream-Fabrik in real life, and this is what I've did here. I've logged on as a demo user. There is some content that we have been running here on IBC. This particular workflow consists from transcode and quality control, and especially a manual quality control. So I can start some programs to be transcoded simply by moving them back in the workflow to the earlier stage. I did that with 3 of those that very moment, and this will give me the jobs as they are just running on the transcoding environment. Oh, interesting. 2 of those run into an error. That's good. So then we can see some more interesting information. So what happens in that workflow? They are now sent to the transcoder as said. Afterwards, there is some technical metadata being generated, and then they are offered for the manual QC. There can be also an automatic QC, but in this particular case, the workflow is set to have a manual interaction. That is one of the strengths of that tool, that we can always interact with the content as well. Then there's some done, and some of the files run into an error. So For instance, this content here is currently waiting for the manual quality control. And how can we access this? This happens here in the other tab at the very top. Here we can access, for instance, this content. We can simply open it in a player, and from there we can play that content. Please forgive the bad video quality. This is an upscaled old SD movie. Some nice trailers. Now, what's the idea? The idea is that we can use that marker here to mark content about things that we probably spotted and have found. We can see there are 2 markers set already that we can jump to, and we can set additional markers. Need to type in something here, and then I can add a marker. Oh, that gave me this additional marker on a save that is set. Now, finally, I pressed past, and this job was done and moved out of the queue. As you can see here, it's now gone. There's no other in progress, as no one else is working aside me. And here you can see that clip was now moved to the final stage, or sorry, to the done stage. This was the other one that went into an error, and this one here is done right now. That is the current stage of the processing platform. As said, chained process, fairly simple workflows. There is this user interface. Beside this, there's an API that you can utilize to talk with the service. So that is made to be integrated in existing deployments in data centers, clouds, or on-premise as you need. The other product that I want to show you is sales. Earlier we have been configuring a deliver. This is the sister product, sales to business. Here we are logged on to the media asset management user interface. There's some sample content in the system. The idea here is you can play the content as well, that you can view it, you can download the content. So this gives me direct access to the master files of the content. I can put it into a shopping cart. As said, we are here in the sales user interface, what means it's about to sell content. Obviously, it's being collected in a shopping cart earlier. Always here on the right-hand side is the metadata about the clip that is currently highlighted. There you can move it away, or you can open it. There's an expert search. So currently I've just searched for demo. There's some content in that is called demo. Left-hand side, we can see how content can be organized in projects and rooms. Project is especially if you have multiple contents to be organized. Sorry, let me reload that. If you have content to be organized in various projects, you can simply create this here. So for instance, someone was interested in various projects that he can buy it. Every project has metadata. This is what we see here. If we want to go back to the content list, then we can put content into that. Again, let me try this to find the demo content. Here it is, and we can move it into the project. Projects can drive delivery workflows, what makes the content be sent to your final customers. With rooms, the idea is very similar. A room means that you can interact with additional parties, for instance, to make something available to download, or to have someone to contribute, uploading, for instance, the subtitles or the additional audio tracks and similar. So this is the current status of x-dream-Fabrik, of the media asset management based user interface. As said earlier, that is a baby just born, and it will grow step by step. You will see additional user interfaces to be added quite soon. That is the end of my today's presentation. Whenever you have questions, please let me know.
Thank you very much, Stefan. Actually, indeed, there have been some questions. I'll tell you. There was a question, can I have a look at the system from inside? Do you have a demo environment?
Yes. So at the end, the actual productive platform is the demo environment as well. You can get a trial platform access anytime for a certain time for free.
And another question was, what if I don't want to have it running in Annexia, in the Annexia data center? Can I either have it in a different data center or in my own data center?
Yes. As said at the very beginning, this is all based on our x-dream Group partners product. And for that reason, on a project base, we can deploy it in any other data center, also in any other kind of use case. We would then distinguish a little bit in between selling the tool to you, tool set to you as a service from our data center, or as a service or rental license, or even perpetual license delivered within your own environments. I need to admit, one of the products is Archive, and Archive is positioned also to work hybrid, what means here we have the intention to bridge in between your on-premise data center and our hosted services platform.
Okay, and one more question. So the question is if one could use the system in terms of software, but not as an infrastructure as a service, but more like an only the software or the workflow management part.
You mean, yeah, so chained process is made exactly for this case where you have pretty simple workflows or even more complex ones that consist from one or multiple processing engines to be driven by that ecosystem. And there's an API as well, as said. So this allows you to utilize kind of cut out functionality from that portfolio of engines.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much, Stefan. For everyone who was listening, please contact us to get a more specialized demo for your case, or also to discuss details for your use case. We are ready, of course, to also demo it in a kind of more private session, or to guide you through your challenges and support you in that. Thank you very much, Stefan.
Thank you.